kids?
No, you two. You two kids.
I'm Bill's dad. 71.
Okay, and?
60.
All right, and you're married?
Yes.
Very. All right. And kids?
Yes.
2.
Two? Blended or yours together?
Ours.
Together.
And how old are they?
31 and
30.
26.
30
Oh.
and 26.
30 and 26.
Can't forget.
Are they
Almost 31.
married, grands, or anything like that?
One
Both married.
new grandkid. Both married, yeah.
Okay, and do you have a trust?
Yes.
Okay, and what about life insurance?
No.
We've had it on and off over the years.
You've had death insurance, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
No life insurance. That's nice. We met a while ago.
She's
Check.
picking on us.
I haven't even begun. I haven't even begun picking on you. I haven't started yet.
No.
How many entities do you have? So you have a trust?
I'm sorry.
When was the
How many
last
what?
time the trust?
So you have a trust, how many entities?
When we went to Europe, it's been once.
One
4.
conversation.
4.
What did you ask me?
I said, when was the last time the trust was restated?
Oh,
Yeah, it's been too long.
Question. Too long.
so this needs to be,
Fine.
okay.
Yeah, the
4
kids
years.
actually weren't married at the time, and now they are. They were minors, one of them, so now they're adults, so, yeah.
Which is probably
We
then
know
update
we
your
need to
will
do
as
that.
well.
Yeah.
And what about durable power of attorney?
Trust. Yes.
Do you have it?
And medical. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yes.
How many entities? Do you have a trust and how many entities?
4.
And what are they?
Where are they?
Are they LLCs?
Yes.
All of them?
Yes.
And what's in them?
Real estate notes, a farm, a ranch.
Real estate, notes,
Mhm.
a farm and a ranch, two different?
No, ranch in Kentucky. And
What do you do with that?
have fun.
It's actually a nonprofit. It's a long
We also
story.
have a nonprofit associated with the farm.
Our daughter's living her dream there, so.
With horses?
Rescue.
Rescued horses, okay.
And
So you have a
foster
ranch, notes, real estate, and they all,
Yeah, and the
what?
fourth one, we have 2 different ones with real estate notes in them.
Okay.
2 separate, we have separate.
And one of the LLCs is owned by her Roth.
And, oh, good. Okay, so you have a Roth
Mhm.
that actually owns an LLC.
Yes.
That owns what?
Same list.
Real estate.
Real
Okay.
estate
Same
notes.
list? Okay, good. And who's,
Cows, I
so
think.
it's self-directed?
Yes.
Yes.
With who?
You know, IRA client.
Drawing a blank. Yeah, I think the IRA.
Never heard of him. You heard of him? What?
Yes, Dennis Blitz.
That was the only.
Yeah, I started
Okay.
like years ago. It's probably had it 10 or 12 years.
Okay, and do you have any other qualified plans? Starting a little backwards, going assets first. We'll get it back over to income in a minute.
What income? I'm sorry, what was the question?
What other assets do you have?
Other assets?
So any other qualified money?
No.
Solar 401ks, any? Just one Roth?
Yes.
You have no qualified?
No.
What did you do in your whole lifetime to make money?
Real estate primarily.
Okay,
And our income structure, well, you're coming to that, but is a little different in that we pretty much quit working to do full-time ministry for about 8 years.
okay.
And it was just 3 years ago that we started saying, oops, this is not going to be enough to live the way that we want to do and serve.
Which is why you're back here?
And serve the way we want to,
Okay.
money-wise. So the last 3 years, we've been getting
in.
back in. Yes.
Okay, so over here on the income side, you're actively working real estate?
Primarily notes. Yeah, the note side. Buying, selling, and investing.
Okay. And how much money do you make on that?
About 85,000.
Okay? And any other income?
Yeah, I do coaching and speaking, and probably 92, I think, last year, but I'm just,
And that was 92,000?
yeah. And I'm
And
starting to
that's-
soar right now. I mean, it's just like taking off. I don't advertise though, we'll talk to you about that, but it's just taking off like crazy.
Then how are people knowing about you if you don't?
Just word of mouth.
Word of mouth?
Yeah.
Okay.
Facebook, LinkedIn, I mean.
And are
it's
you,
kinda
this is
crazy.
your little sole proprietor project over here?
Yeah.
Why don't you just flip it inside? What do you coach on?
Relationships, health and fitness, and business consulting. So I do, it's, just depends on what people come to me for, but I kind of
Decide.
do them all.
Relational as well.
Yeah.
A lot of relational.
You got risk there, just because you're with other humans. Especially if you walk the business line. Like there's less liability if you just coach people on relationships and their life, and la stuff. And once you move over to business and P&Ls, and there's a little more liability there, right? Just to
I
think
can
about
knock that out, no problem.
That's not the strength anymore.
All right.
Yeah, well, it's not my.
Any other
it's not the
income?
fun.
What about over here? I mean, we didn't finish your
Social
assets. So
Security.
do you have, obviously, savings, checking,
Oh,
money put away? I mean,
yeah.
Yeah,
Stock
gold,
count,
silver,
Stock.
Bitcoin.
Stocks.
how much?
In stocks, probably 70,000.
Okay, and Bitcoin, how much?
8.
8,000.
Physical
That's
gold and
dumped a lot in the
silver,
last few
Gold
years.
and silver, how much?
probably 30, 40,000.
30 or 40?
32. So.
32. All right, what else?
Well, real estate.
Yeah, what do you got on the real estate?
We have brick and mortar as far as out of state. We take your advice. We rent in San Diego and own in Kentucky and Indianapolis. And, yeah.
Great. And so how
Cash
much,
flow.
what's the value?
That's probably value? Total of everything?
Real estate or
Oh, on the real
different?
estate note, and notes or just real
Just
estate?
each one of them. estate.
Real estate, probably 300,000.
Notes.
Can you remember which ones they are?
Yeah. Probably 200 plus.
Okay? Are you being honest? Or is this worth more?
No, I think that might be low on the 200,
So it's more than that.
a little bit.
Okay? And what about the ranch? What's that worth?
We probably have
Priceless.
about, yeah, priceless. Probably about 70,000 equity,
Okay? What else you got?
not counting the cattle.
Well, yeah, cattle and
Oh, you have
horses and
cattle?
all that. Cattle, horses, goats. What else? Llamas.
So I'm just gonna say animals, how much?
30.
Okay?
Is that it?
Cars? Yeah.
Cars, do you have any liability on any of this?
Yes.
And how much?
45 combined.
45,000 you owe
Mhm.
in real estate? Or against the rent?
Oh,
No.
in real estate, 67.
And so what's the 45 against?
The 45 is the cars.
That you owe?
Yes.
Owe or own?
We own 2 cars, we owe 45 against the 2 cars.
Okay, and then you owe 76 or
On
67,
67 on one of the properties
okay?
in Indianapolis.
And what else? Credit cards?
About 20,000,
Oh.
0%,
Good.
and 1% on the cars.
Okay, good. So good leverage. What else? Assets or liabilities?
Mobile home park,
I love this, just like little acorns. We call them acorns. It's like, oh, then I have this one, and then I have this one, and then I have this one.
We both own
yeah,
mobile home parks.
50,000, but we included that in your.
Is this already in the real
her
estate?
Her Roth, I included in the real estate, 2 of the properties in her Roth.
These are in here.
Her Roth, yeah. Because her Roth is about 220,
Okay.
and probably 140 of that is included in the. No,
Okay.
it's- No, I'm sorry, no, it's not, I'm sorry.
I don't
Hers is
know.
about 220.
No, mine are not. No,
Is this an addition or
yeah,
different?
it's an addition.
So you have
It's an
220
addition.
down here in your row.
Yeah,
And what's that real estate?
that's notes and,
That's everything combined.
So this is,
I think
so.
my mobile home park is in that.
Yeah,
in my
she's got
Roth.
50,000 in a mobile home
I
park.
think it is. Justin's just going over there going, trying to sort this out.
That's a lot going on.
How do you keep track of all this? Who keeps track?
We're gonna hire Josh. QuickBooks.
We had a nice long talk with
To
Josh.
organize yourselves? Like, is this on QuickBooks or anything, or you just have it on spreadsheets? Where is it?
Spreadsheets.
It's on our dining room table right now, and we've been traveling for the last month.
Look at Wisconsin.
Literally. Okay.
You're kidding.
No. Dining room
Okay, so
table.
just so we're clear, so you have 300, 200, and 220. Those aren't duplicate numbers?
Correct.
I mean, yes, they're not duplicates.
All right, so you've got, I mean, you're worth what, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 800,000-ish
That's gotta
in
be
net worth?
It's got to be over $1 million. I mean, we're probably
No.
forgetting something.
Oh, wait, you got all this over here?
Yeah,
So it's
because
9.
stocks and gold.
Yeah, no, probably
So you're close to.
950, yeah.
Have you been millionaires before?
Yes.
So you've just been burning through assets and cash?
The 8 years that
The
we,
8 years? Where'd you guys go? All over?
No, we just did everything for free for everybody. Or we like helping
a lot of
people.
volunteer ministry, basically. We had a,
I work with victims and
and I worked on Camp Pendleton with vets,
Marines and
disabled
you
vets.
know, giving
Shoot
back.
you.
And that's why we're not millionaires anymore.
Well, that's all right. You're right around the corner.
But we're
It's
doing
easy.
what we love.
Any other liability?
Mm-mm.
Each other.
Each other.
You understand?
Seriously? Really?
39 years, come on.
No, I'm not hugging to that one.
Oh, that's good.
Take on one of these other wives for a week and see what it's really like.
Do a little wife swap. Do you know how funny, speaking of TV? So we had a woman go to our big table, and we usually do them on a Monday, Tuesday. And so Tuesday, like morning, she had to leave. I'm like, where are you going? We're not even done. And she said, well, I got on a TV show. I got on the wife swap. And I'm like, you're not even married. She said, oh, I know. I meet my husband when I get to the set.
Wow. Entertainment, you're right.
Entertainment. I'm like, you gotta be kidding.
You are kidding, right?
Yes.
No. No, I thought it was hysterical.
Television, come on.
It's TV, they just kind of match them up. You don't think Survivor, like, don't you think it's funny on Survivor how they drop them off on islands and they all have these awesome matching bikinis and, you know, shirts and clothes? Like, how did that all get there?
Yeah.
I love this, how it just
You never
occurs to
thought
you,
of
Kate. You're like, hello, how's it happening? Like, ding, ding, ding. All right, last column over here. Expenses, what do you spend a month?
I have no idea.
Well, give it a guess. 5,000, 10,000,
Probably about 7.
7? And that's all in?
Yeah.
All right, so any other income? So none of this actually
Social
is...
Security,
Oh, so what do you get for that?
like 1,500.
Are you an ex-vet though?
Yes.
And
Well,
no pension?
I'm still a vet.
Well, right.
There are
I mean,
ex-vets.
ex-military. Yes. So you don't have pensions or any 401ks or anything from the military over here?
No.
Vietnam, they hated them.
Okay.
This
Our
is
country does
before
not
you guys
like
were
these
born.
soldiers and
This is
Some of
before
us
we were
served.
born. True. Any other, so none of this is cash flowing anything? Or you just reinvest it back into the?
Yeah, it
It's
all
cash
is.
flow, it's all cash
It
flow.
all is.
Then
You
what
don't- we
happens
don't
with
do
the
it.
income? You just reinvest it? You're not pulling it out for income? Or is that part of
Correct.
this?
That's that.
That
Yes.
is that, so this is
Right.
the cash flow from that. Got it.
Correct.
Any
The
other
income.
questions, Mr. Real Estate, like trying to figure this whole thing out?
If you
This is
figured
like-
out.
This was like mining, this is like
He
mining.
got
for
further, he was
information.
sitting here, but.
Did you notice the body language? You just
Yeah.
moved.
I know, he just like moved off.
Edmund's even moving. Oh, my God.
So, I know, they are kind of moving away from you.
They
It's
are,
kind of
they are.
interesting,
Well,
right?
once you
Stick
talked about
close.
I needed some space because I didn't know what pants were
Yeah. So where are the LLCs at? Which state?
Wyoming.
Wyoming
Oh, mine's in
and one in
California.
California because,
Under the Roth?
yeah, under the Roth.
And then, so one California and the other's Wyoming?
Wyoming is the primary business, one for the real estate
then-
and notes, and then the other two are Kentucky.
Oh, so one in
I
Wyoming,
thought one was
one in
in
California,
Kentucky, two in Wyoming. Oh.
2 in Kentucky.
Yes,
Why 2?
because that's where the ranch was and it's pretty cheap. I mean,
Okay.
it was not, well, actually, since we don't make any money,
That's not no money.
well, Trump and I don't make any money. If you look at my
No.
returns.
We haven't paid
Yeah,
money
you can
in
review, but we
years.
haven't paid taxes in
Years.
a decade or two. What was I going to say? So that money is from the notes in real estate.
Nobody's saying.
The
she's saying
85.
that the LLCs, one's a
Oh,
nonprofit.
we had to
in
do
Kentucky,
one, I'm sorry, we had to
and
do
one was
one
to buy the farm and the animals and the tractors and the.
agricultural
all that
credit
stuff.
in Kentucky
Well, all
required
the
an
tractors, that's gotta be
LLC.
worth something. We have tons of equipment.
What do you do with all that?
Work a farm. It's a working farm, believe it or not. I know. Our daughter and son-in-law are
Yep.
very hard workers.
We have
Okay.
that with our son and, our daughter and son-in-law.
All right, anything else? Any questions you guys have to add to this? Did you have to just go out and like get it together out there, Justin? You're like, what happened? Justin was like, I'm not sure about this.
Out-of-state investments, I tell you what.
All right, so what do you guys want? I mean, you've done well, right? So congratulations on that.
We have to be able to travel constantly because our new grandson is in Kentucky. So we just need more money, typical, right? That was everybody's thing. We need more money. And,
So
Our
really, where's your more money
priorities
coming
Our
from?
priorities are slightly different than some as far as money. We enjoy it, we like to have it, but our passion is serving other people in ministries. And it helps to have money to do that.
Yeah,
And so that's kind of our, the why, the passion or whatever is, yeah, we're getting by that. If something happens to me, I'm a little bit older than she. I want to make sure that she doesn't have to worry.
yeah.
I know, life insurance.
That's a big piece of it.
Yeah, or death
It's a big,
insurance.
this is a huge piece. Are you healthy?
Very.
Okay, both of you?
Both of us,
Okay,
yeah.
good. So when you say income, I mean, obviously, we can reroute some of these. We'd have to dig into this, right? So Justin and Edwin, like, if you look through this, just because there's not a lot of detail in it, how would we re-rack some of that for higher returns? Right?
Well, the Roth, you can't borrow against the houses in the Roth, but the other real estate investments, they're all paid off and cash flowing.
Yeah, that's,
So you need to find out what your ROI is on that, just like in the
Sure.
previous example we did.
Yep.
If you can borrow against the equity in those properties and invest
Absolutely.
the difference, then
That-
you can increase your cash flow with
Yeah.
what you have already.
it'll increase that cap rate, and that's definitely a priority. One of the things I believe Edwin mentioned is its difficulty in borrowing, and that's why I actually lend a lot in Indy, is that the prices are low. It's hard to get a conventional financing, especially if you're from Canada and so on. So they're willing to pay very high rates and points.
So how much of are these notes your cash that you're just lending out yourself, or are you actually buying flipping? Are you being a hard money lender?
Yes.
Okay. And what kind of rates are you getting from Canada?
Usually about 10% with anywhere between 7 and 10 points
Wow.
on a 5-year
Oh,
loan.
oh.
And then we're also doing some gap funding, pre-construction stuff in California. And people
Wow.
just come and getting, like 11 and a half on.
You just do
on some deals.
first,
They're all first.
Okay, good.
All first.
Look at you.
Usually with the
So do you have any
60
idea just on like a swag of what that ROI would be, given where you have?
altogether,
Yeah. What do you think you're making? Average of 10?
maybe a little
Higher.
south.
I
No,
think
we're making way north on the notes.
Yeah.
Cap rates on the real estate is probably 9.5 by the time you get. We're moving from brick and mortar more into the notes.
Yeah.
After the tenant from hell
and helping
in California.
Yeah, and helping people.
No.
And
That never happens.
Also helping people. I'm joint venturing with people where I pick up the points, and they still have a 10% return. So
That's good.
been helping a few of her friends.
And do you like this whole stock market thing, or would you be open to
We've
moving
been
it to
pulling
like
out,
flip?
pulling out. We've been pulling it out over the last,
Yeah,
This is
we've
where you
reduced our
do-
exposure. It used to be like 80% of our stuff is in the market until 2008-9.
So this,
and
then
it-
you've
yeah,
rerouted to know some real estate. Yeah.
Correct.
Okay, good.
Felt more secure.
So would you want to diversify further out from this, like maybe move that into flip, or,
Yeah.
and what's the gold and silver, just because you like having it?
Yeah, and it's very small percent. If you look
Okay.
at 900,000, if you have
Yeah.
30.
What else would you guys want to do with that? You're doing well.
That's good.
She has.
Yeah.
Very well.
She likes hot, the gold
I
coins
like
in her hot
gold
little
silver,
hand.
it's beautiful.
It's fun. It's shiny.
See the chest in our living room.
Declare for tonight.
May
We like knives and guns too.
She-
Do those count for?
Yes.
Yeah, we have.
So she
yeah,
had a
that's
post
good.
with maple leaves in one hand and some silver coins in the other, and said on the post, "I like shiny objects."
I
And
chase
then
shiny objects.
I chase shiny
I'm
objects.
a coach, so that makes sense.
And right below it was her Glock 19. I said, "Don't even think about it."
That's good. All right, so how many knives and guns you got? Is that what takes you over $1 million?
I'm not telling.
Yeah.
You're recording.
We live in California, so we're not saying this publicly.
What?
How many?
Oh,
Thousands?
yeah, maybe a couple.
Couple thousand?
Yeah.
All right,
all
and your
I'm
debt is in
telling
a
you.
good position? What?
That's all I'm telling you about.
We're from Nevada, we can pack.
I know.
We can pack in
We're from
Nevada. I can't believe
California.
still
We're
live in
gonna get
California. Why
arrested
don't
as
you
soon as we
just-
cross the
All of
border.
our families in California, including our son, so.
So that's why you're there. All right, so what do you want? So income-wise, obviously you can increase your coaching,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right? So what would you want that to be? We work together for the next
I
year?
want to make it.
We jam,
Yeah. at
$250,000?
least- Yeah, at least.
at least. That's
And a
easy.
lot of it's, like I get speaking gigs in other places where they pay for everything for me to come speak, and so that's been fun. I mean, we get to travel and,
Go
I get to
talk.
talk for a living. I love it. So,
Okay, so
but
grow
I
the
know,
business.
and
What else?
I'm actually working with someone now to set up online 24, I want to be making money 24/7.
Automated?
Yeah.
Yep.
I
Easy.
love working one-on-one, but we just don't, we have a huge, I have a huge family, and now that we have a grandson, we like to spend our time with family and close friends. We hardly get to see close friends because
Yep.
we're so busy.
Okay, what else, so on the income side, I mean, what else? You're just gonna continue to increase this, or
Yeah.
diversify that.
Yeah,
So this will probably stay around there, you wanna
On
bring that up?
mine?
Yeah,
Actually, until recently, I only did my own. I mean, I had where
so
I
you could
would buy
actually,
and
because
hold
you're
the notes.
JV, you
And
could
now-
actually increase that.
Yes.
Double?
At least.
Well, give me a number, setting a goal here. So where you
Setting a
are,
goal,
what you want?
I'd like to triple it, and I think that's realistic. We've been fortunate to meet powerful people with money, and I've just never connected them before.
So you know in our
For profit.
community, you have a few JVs going on.
I
Like
think
a little
couple.
gold mine,
Yeah.
probably a little coaching for you too.
and we want to check into gas and oil too, for
You
sure.
need it. That, if you've ever paid tax, so you don't think a tax return review, even in California, would do much for you?
We haven't
Haven't
paid
paid in
tax
10 years.
since '08. So we closed our lending company in '08.
I think we do it just.
I'll meet with you later.
I would like, I would do it out of curiosity, just for a second opinion.
Sure.
And for a lot of you, like if you do have good team, the way to work with the community is just to validate,
Yeah.
right? And even like with the IRAs, you see what they have, see what you have, see if you're good. It's more of a
Absolutely.
validation, because it's not that everybody else sucks.
Right.
They just aren't talking
Right.
to everybody.
Well, we didn't know,
They're not
until you just
integrated.
spoke, we didn't know, well,
On the
I didn't know
leverage.
that we could leverage it and actually borrow into my Roth and get more properties
'cause
with
she
the
has-
money that I have in there.
She has a
That's
couple of
no-brainer.
properties.
Right.
a
So you could
duplex
do
in
some
that house,
Rothland,
and-
you could do some more like loans here, right?
Definitely.
Remember that? Okay, let's get creative, team. What else are we gonna do? This is easy. I mean, especially on the JV side. For you.
Oh,
Well, we have
yes.
other investments. Wait, we do have other investments.
Acorns. Oh, I got another one in my pocket. Just check it out. Like, wait, and then there's more.
The Alzheimer's thing.
But I just remembered
You said
that
CBD.
Brookfield, so we're invested in a book that's going to be beyond the next Harry Potter. We're invested in the film, and I know films and books are not where you want to invest, but we know these people very well. They're very
Those are the
high-end solid
flyers.
people. I mean, they know what they're doing.
Like the people, like the
And the
project.
movie Unplanned, it's just crazy. And what's the?
So how much is in invested?
Oh,
Another
and
50.
the other thing.
I know, right?
The other thing.
The Kentucky thing. Brett Kelly.
Oh,
How do you track all this? It's really like laying out on a table.
well, first of all, we get sleep. We're still on East Coast time, so it's a little
We
hard
don't
to
use
bring
the
them on.
dining room, but it's still beautiful. You don't want stuff all over the table.
She's talking about
Telling you.
2018 taxes.
So they're basically here to clear off their dining room table.
Right? I mean, we're back.
At least it sounds like you already have kind of a big table by
Yeah.
yourself. Can you
But
imagine
we
putting a
have-
whole army
so
around?
what's Brett
Yeah,
Kelly's
they
thing?
clear the table. Thanks.
So how much is
Fantasy.
how much is the
Well,
movie
yeah,
book stuff?
50, 60, 70, it's probably 70,000.
Book
Oh,
film?
the
Between
No, I think it's,
Fantasy, Brookfield.
So
okay.
call it a 70. So you are millionaires. That's, as we continue to get acorns out of the hat here and try to sort out what you have. Well, it'd be interesting,
Look at what it used to be.
Art doesn't count.
you could resell it.
Yeah.
Kind of goes in that
That's like-
none-
yeah,
the
nobody
knives
really
and
likes
guns
that
department.
stuff.
Yeah, because sometimes depending on if it appreciates or not.
Right.
All right, what else do you want? So we're going to increase income. This is a lot of increase in a year, but very doable for you too,
Yeah.
right? So, and then have you ever been coached or mentored?
I have some very expensive coaches, and
For the speaking world?
yeah,
Yeah.
you know, a lot of it, and this sounds terrible, but what?
I said mostly in the coaching. and
Yeah, mostly in coaching
Okay.
and speaking, but
But I'm talking as a
I don't
family,
really
for
wanna
legacy
work-
work and all of that.
so
You've never had anybody
my
do
coach
that,
thinks you
right?
should be working, 350 days a year, traveling, speaking on every stage internationally, and that's not my goal. Our
That's
goal
not
is
your
still
goal.
spending time with family and friends,
Yep,
helping
got it.
people, and I love speaking and coaching,
Yep.
but I don't want it, so,
You don't want to consume.
right. So I know I could make that in probably in a few months with my coach's help, if I were willing to do that, but
You could do that
in a
in a
year
weekend.
for sure.
You
But
could do that in a
for a year
weekend.
for sure, yeah, I want to do that.
The limit, can you have a Roth?
Anybody can have Roth, I don't care if you're.
Anybody can have
income
Roth.
limit. Anybody can have Roth, but
Yeah.
But you can't exceed the 7,000 or 6,000, right?
if he doesn't have a business, that's true. What I would say is, yeah, what's the question? Is the question, can he have a Roth, or how much can he put in a Roth? Or
How
what's the
much can he
question?
put in if he's already putting some in through his employer into a 401?
The 401k is irrelevant because it's a separate category.
Okay.
So he can max out his 401k contribution, and he can max out his IRA contribution. He has the right to do both.
So I would have them both here.
Awesome.
These.
Yeah.
All right? Okay, anything else? Scott,
Great.
did you shift them? The only thing I would say, given their paperwork issue,
Well,
is,
yeah.
or lack thereof.
With all the LLCs and corporations, I mean.
Right, so what I would do is an LLC. I would do
Oh, we have
compliance.
minutes done by the IRA club. They actually.
By just the IRA.
That's the
What about the
LLC,
other
right.
LLCs and the corporation for the coaching?
What about the
and-
other three? They need to be, but you need compliance, like corporate minutes, resolutions. Is that up to date on the other three?
Right. And it's not just the annual,
You think so?
it's not just the
Doesn't.
annual minutes, it's not just the annual minutes, it's any time a major decision gets made within the company, whether
You
it
need
be
a
monetary
resolution.
or not,
Right.
there has to be supporting documentation behind it.
What's
So
considered a major decision?
anything that's out
So
of the
when you
norm.
get this life insurance,
Oh, okay, but buying
Right.
properties or notes or whatever isn't major, right?
Well,
Yes,
buying
every
properties,
note,
yeah.
every note has to be
Most
documented
certainly.
as resolution of why you did it.
Because that's a major
Wow.
asset. But going
Well,
to,
inside the resolution, but you need the actual note inside the corporate document. Okay, so compliance, let's not get into the weeds, let's stay high level, guys. So compliance on these, just to double check it, so like that, and what else? Figure out their ROI,
Beautiful.
all right? So what do you guys think? I mean, obviously, we can help you here.
Yeah.
This is easier than you think, right? And our whole community is full of folks who could use your expertise in that. I would do reviews here just to make sure you're compliant, because you have a lot to lose if they're not. It's a lot to lose. And then make sure that as you do the compliance for that, it's in the trust, redo your wills. So other major decisions would be employing the grant with the Kentucky LLC,
So they
right?
don't have to be 7. I was confused. with
No,
that.
they can be
could
0. The
maybe-
minute they come out, you can employ them.
Okay.
The minute they get on the planet, they're now W-2 and they get a Roth.
Confusing.
They're 18, they get an LLC. You don't have kids, you get them, they're tax deductible. All right, anything else? Randy's like, no way. You don't even get cats or dogs, you get none of this.
I have a dog now.
What do you do? Who takes care of it?
Karen. I brought him back from Mexico. I rescued him.
Yeah, right? All right, so what questions you guys have? In your sequence, what would you say your sequence is? So let's just kind of be clear. What are you learning? What do you say their sequence is? Learning?
Get more cash is number one.
Yeah, I would say cash machine. Right? What else?
Then assets, I think, because we
Yeah.
want to invest in you.
That'd be 2.
Yeah, I would put some forecasting just on how you're spending, just as a review.
Wealth accounts, they need wealth accounts.
Well, they're using their LLCs inside of that,
Okay.
right? So they're kind of inherent in the 2 is all you're already that. You don't need to restructure your debt. If anything, I would, like Justin said, consider taking on more leveraged debt so you have more cash to move.
You said something interesting about 250,000 being available for vets.
Yes. So with the
Talk to
proper
me later.
business plan, right? So with proper business plans for all of you, right? This includes you too, Nancy. The Patriot Act, actually, so we have folks inside our community that are working on this. So inside the Patriot Act, if you're a vet, you can, no, Dan's like, I like this one. Well, because a lot of vets, what they have is access to money, but they don't know how to do a good business plan. So from doing real estate to doing a note business, so with a proper business plan, you can get the funding for business loans. $250,000. So then can you imagine an LLC, right? And 4 vets go together and get $1 million to play with. So these are the cool things we do inside the table in the
Like you
community,
let the terms
is
up.
get you, yeah. All right, anything else? All right, you gonna join us in our community?
Our main hesitation, and I don't know if I said
Is your
this
travel.
to everyone. Well, no, we've invested a lot with coaches,
Mhm.
and it looks like, it seems to be completely different here, but where, you know, they say, oh, they're gonna be right there, helping you along.
You have all our
whatever
cell
you do,
phones.
And then they're long gone, and, oh, we ended that lifetime program, and
No.
2 months later.
We've been doing this 22 years, right? And the lineup just continues, right? So sometimes they're different faces. You have our cell phones.
I've been here since 2006.
Yeah, we all hang a long time. That's probably what's different, is our longevity, right? Our sustainability, and that we're actually all involved in living this way.
Yeah.
We're not just standing here
I can tell
teaching,
that. I can
and,
tell
right? And it's not one of those gross little festivals of, run to the back of the room.
I'm not
Right.
even in the big table, I'm only in the 100K challenge, and I can tell you they are there. And I've never had a problem getting a hold of anybody that I needed to talk to and getting questions answered.
Yeah.
You're not
Thank you.
signing up for a coach in this program.
Yeah.
You're signing up for
You're getting a
community.
team.
You get a team,
Yeah.
you get a community, not just
Yeah.
us up here. It's everybody out here as well that has the red ribbon.
Yep. Yep. Oh, no. And here's our little red ribbons we need you to have. See, this made you sign up today. What else was I going to say about that? So the other thing too that I would say about the 200K is we can target that, because we have a blueprint on how to make 100K, right? Those of you who have blue ribbons on, you know, right? You just follow the blueprint. 82% of our folks make 100K.
And it
So-
doesn't matter what you do.
No, that's the thing, it's not niche specific, no, because what's it take to make money, all of you? Sales. And where do you get sales from? You gotta market, you gotta get a good database. So it's marketing, sales, margin, it's more like that. And I think I've done a little more zeros on this little guy on how to help you, right? And then this is JV, straight into the community, right? Okay, so who do you want to go back and talk to? Who you been talking to? Mike? Mikey? All right, gonna go talk to Mike. All right, and then, do you have any of these goodies? Because your kids need to start playing the game. Okay, yeah, you got the game, last time we were together, right? But you need all these other goodies. Okay, let's go talk to Mike. Give him a hand.